Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. Taka amahara ni kamsumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsubushi no rimuka no tachi hana no odo no agi harani. Misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru. Harai dono o kami tachi. Moro moro no maga goto tsumi kegare o. Harai tamai. Kiyome tamae toma o sukoto no yoshi o. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami ya o yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fuchi koma no mimi uritatete kikoshi meseto kashikomi numa ozu. Miroku Omni Kami Mamori Tamae Saki Hae Tamae. Miroku Omni Kami Mamori Tamae Saki Hae Tamae. Oshie Miyoya Nushi no Kami Mamori Tamae Saki Hae Tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Kannagara tamachi haemase. Kannagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
May God and Meishu-sama bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. In service to humanity, how big and beautiful are the hearts of those who put the welfare and happiness of others first, even before their own. I am doing my best to fulfill the needs and wishes of others and to make them happy. Know that the happiness we feel when we bring joy and happiness to people is the greatest happiness in the world. The secret to happiness lies in helping others to become happy. This is all that is necessary for us to do. To put it simply, it is to do as much good as possible, to strive to do good deeds whenever one can. Once individuals who perform good deeds increase, imagine what will happen to our nation and then to all humanity. As a result, unhappy problems will disappear and a paradise on earth, free from disease, poverty, and conflict, will become a reality. Everyone will then surely experience boundless happiness.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association. Between 1995 and 1998, I received the assignment of visiting members in the state of Colorado. So I had the opportunity to visit Denver, Boulder, Colorado Springs. So that would happen every other 3 months. Around this time of 4th of July weekend in 1998, a couple invited me to stay at their home because they were traveling. I said, Minister, you don't need to spend church money to stay in a hotel. You can stay in your home. We only ask that you give food and water to our dogs. They had 2 dogs. So I thought, oh, that's great. That would be a great opportunity to be there, and that would be helping them house the city. So the night of July 3rd, which is today, 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody knocked at the door. And 2 o'clock in the morning, who could be? I opened the door, nobody was there. Then 45 minutes later, again. In fact, was not a knocking at the door, was ringing the bell. So 45 minutes later, again, opened the door, nobody. I felt that maybe there are teenagers, who knows, somebody playing around in the neighborhood. Was a neighborhood I was not familiar with. At that time, I was living in San Francisco, California. Again, 45 minutes later, ding dong. And then the dogs start barking. Again, I opened the door. Again, nobody was there. And somehow in that house, there was the front yard. So the sprinklers were activated, and a jolt of water came right on my face, even almost like somebody telling me, wake up. To make a long story short, I couldn't sleep after that because every 45 minutes I was getting my sleep interrupted. So 6 o'clock in the morning, I decided, you know what? I'm going to the Johrei Center. There was a Johrei center over there, and make myself useful to God and Meishu-sama, or at least try to. Once I got there, there was a message in the answer machine, call your family immediately. I called and talked to my sister and said, oh, dad passed away. And so it was shocking news because my father was not undergoing any purification. And what time that happened, I asked. Oh, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning, São Paulo, was in São Paulo, Brazil. It was 2 o'clock in the morning in Denver, Colorado. So at the time of his transition, so there was already these calls to let me know what was going on. I made the foolish mistake of not letting my wife or others know the telephone number where I was staying, so nobody could reach me. That's why they left the message. The answer machine, in those days they used those answer machines, the Johrei Center, and through that call I could make trip arrangements and be on time, which was a miracle for my father's funeral. So today marks this 23rd year since my father's passing, so it's a very special day, but most especially because one day before his passing, my father was dedicating at the sacred grounds of Guarapiranga. The whole day, he spent the day dedicating. He liked to serve in the cafeteria over there, washing dishes, helping, serving others. So that was a turning point in his journey, and close with this day, of course. So that was my experience with the passing of my father. Today, I would like to share a faith experience, and this is from Luiz Souza da Silva. She's from Nova Iguaçu. This experience was shared on July 1st of this year. Louise is 27 years old. She has been a Johrei member for 14 years and dedicated as a person in charge of her Johrei Center's youth group. Her parents are missionaries, and in April 2001, they were blessed to have the altar dedicated in their home. At the age of 7, she had a accident. She was hit by a bus and nearly lost her life. She was rescued in a serious condition with the right kidney seriously affected. And the doctor informed her about the need for surgery to remove the organ. She remained hospitalized for 3 days, awaiting a vacancy for surgery, which enabled her to receive Johrei intensively. Before the procedure, new exams revealed that her kidney had recovered and its removal was no longer necessary. She was expected to remain in the hospital for a minimum period of 30 days. However, she was released on just 15 days. As the time went by, Louise received new missions in the church and always actively dedicated to the divine work. In 2019, she faced some purifications. In the final stage of her graduation, one of the evaluators did not approve her course completion work, which caused her enormous anger. At work, she was unhappy because she didn't feel recognized and appreciated. This all made her anxious, tired, and very sad. She felt an enormous emptiness and discouragement to accomplish anything. In early 2020, reflecting on what was happening, she remembered the miracles she received as a child. She understood that she had a great mission because God saved her life so that she could serve in the construction of paradise on earth. She decided to surrender all her concerns over to God and Meishu-sama, and began to thank the positive things in her learning from adverse situations. With the onset of the pandemic, she began working at home, which made it possible to intensify our practice of faith at home. She attended service over the internet, practiced Johrei, expressed gratitude for her life and that of her family members, increased the amount of her monthly gratitude donations, and dedicated with the young Johrei members in online meetings. This practice gave her strength and motivation to focus again on her course completion work. Unexpectedly, the professor who disapproved her initially kindly helped her to redo the work within the required criteria. In August 2020, she received a promotion at work, which gave her a lot of enthusiasm as she started to lead a team. At the end of the year, she passed and completed her degree in public administration. In early of this year, she began to follow up on a friend who lives in the city of Fatima, Portugal, and she inspired him to watch our online services. In February, he was on vacation in Brazil, and she took him to our church and started to challenge Johrei to him. He felt a desire to join the membership classes, and in April, he received the sacred focal point, or Hikari. In May, he returned to Portugal and continues to attend services and carry out our practices of faith at his home. Louise is very happy for the permission to guide her friend and to be able to serve in the worldwide expansion of our faith. Nowadays, her feeling of emptiness has disappeared completely. She feels increasingly joyful and involved in church activities. She's committed to dedicate more and more to guiding and training useful instruments to the divine work, to increase the channeling of Johrei, and contributing to the happiness of as many people as possible. That was a nice experience from Louise. I want to thank you for listening to these words. I want to wish you a very happy Saturday, happy holidays. Tomorrow is our National Headquarters Appreciation Service at 11 a.m., which will be broadcasted on YouTube, Facebook, and through Zoom as well. So hope you can join us. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us and have a blessed day.